If your videos still look amateur and flat, this one lighting change will help fix that fast. Hey, I'm Andrew and I help creators build systems for high quality videos. And today I'm going to be showing you through my simple lighting setup for my videos. I think the first thing you need to think about is not trying to copy expensive setups. If you look at some of these more polished, high numbered and subscriber YouTube channels or more professional setups, they have a lot of money put into it. They have a lot of money for lights and they have a whole setup that you're just not going to have when you're starting out and when you're building your YouTube channel. So don't try to copy it. Try to figure out what the technique is behind getting a certain look and then use what you have either in your house or you can get some cheaper end lights to help accomplish this. And I'm going to go through kind of the setup I have, which is probably all lights and stands and everything included. It's probably around $200 to $300. Now that might be a little too much for your budget and that's fine. You can get away with using just household light bulbs, maybe some cloths to, or sheets or a wall to bounce light off of. So don't let that 300 number kind of hold you back. I will link all the equipment that I'm going to show and what I'm going to talk about in this video in the descriptions. Let's move on to the actual lighting setup. All right, so the first thing we're going to talk about is your key light. And if you've watched any videos or learned anything about lighting, you know the key light is the main source of light. It's what is going to light your face for the most part and kind of give you the definition you need for your video. Oftentimes, if you don't use lights, the best source to use is the sun, but not directly from outside unless you're outside. But if you're indoors, you can sit near a window and maybe pull the shades in if they're white or close them a little bit if it's too bright. But if you sit near a window, you can use that as the key light. But we're going to talk about this key light that I have here, and I'm going to pull up my phone. Okay, so this is just a softbox from Falcon Eyes, Amazon softbox. It was like, I don't know, $150 when I got it. And the nice thing about this softbox is it's a matte. So it's a thin layer of LEDs, and then there's a little box that you Velcro around it with a diffusion, and it works really well. You just turn it on, it has a dimmer pack, it's daylight color balanced, and so I don't really have to do anything with it. I don't have to mess with it. It's on a boom arm that's on my desk, and so I just swing it over, put it into place, and it's ready to go. So you can use anything. It's not about the gear. I'm not talking about the gear. I'm showing this, and I'll link that in the description, but it's not about the gear. Whatever you use for the key light, there's certain ways to get it to look good. And the main thing is about where you're placing it. So this key light is placed at 45 degrees from my face. So my eye line is right here at the camera. I'm looking at the camera. 45 degrees from there, 90 would be straight sideways. 45 degrees is where the key light goes. And it's not level with me. It's up about 45 degrees or 30 degrees up above me. And so what that's doing is that's creating a fall off. So it's hitting right here on my face and it's falling off onto this side. And I'm going to get a little technical nerdy here. We're getting into what's called Rembrandt lighting. If you've ever seen Rembrandt's portraits that he painted, there was always this lighting where there is a catch lighting on this cheek, kind of created a triangle. That's what's known as Rembrandt lighting. So that's how you get that, is you get a softer source. It can be done with hard sources where there's no diffusion or anything soft in front of the light. So it doesn't need to have that. But even if you just have a light that's a light bulb that's bright and you can bounce it off a wall, if you bounce it and make the source kind of come down from that 45 degree angle, you're going to have some of that Rembrandt lighting. So that's the key with your key light, no pun intended. That is the thing that will help your lighting stand out the most, is where you place your key light. Obviously, I touched on it a little bit. You do want softer lighting. Softer lighting is more flattering. For talking head videos, when you're just making YouTube, you want it as soft as possible. There's a couple of things that you have to think about when you're talking about soft light. One is the source size. So the source size means how big is the light source. It doesn't matter if the light source is coming from a beam or an LED chip that big. If it's diffused through a big sheet of white cloth or big softbox or something like that, that becomes the source. So that becomes a really, really big source. If you have a big source of light, it's going to be soft unless it's pushed far away. So the closer you can get that to your face And the bigger the source can be, the softer the light's gonna be. So just keep that in mind. If you don't have this softbox is not very big. It's, I don't know, like 2 sheets of 8.5 by 11 side by side. So, but I had this just out of frame. It's literally right out of this frame right here. And so it's close to my face. It's within like 10 inches of my face. So it kind of gets a little bit softer because it's so close, even though it's not that big of a softbox. So keep that in mind. The size matters of the light source, but also how close it is to the subject. That'll create the soft shadows and the soft fall off that you want for these talking head YouTube videos. All right, so real fast, I'm gonna turn off my key light so you can see what it actually does in the shot. Okay, so now that the key light is off, you can see the rim light, which is what we're gonna talk about next, but the key light's gone. It's the full light on the subject. It's just, that's the only thing that's lighting me. Other than the rim light around the edge. So I'm pretty much in shadow right here. All right, so the background light is, for me, a simple, I'm gonna show you here with the iPhone, it's a simple LED kind of strip. And obviously in my office, like I have, you know, it's a workout area too. I have a workout bench and a treadmill and everything in here, but this is just like this little LED stand that I just bring and I put in here. It's right next to my desk normally. I pull it out. It's, I don't know, $100 or so on Amazon. I'll link that in the description as well. And it's simple. It has a simple remote that turns on and it changes the color temperature. It can be warm or cool color temperature, and then it has some brightness settings. That right there is creating this rim light. I don't have anything above me for a hair light, so it's kind of creating a rim light on the side of my body, as well as a little bit of fill into the side that doesn't have the light. And so those are the only 2 lights that I'm lighting myself with, the subject with. It's mainly the key light and then a little rim light. And I'll show you what happens if I turn off the rim light. If this goes off, that's what happens. So you're losing a little bit of the rim light. It does bounce around the room a little bit. So there's a little bit of warmth that left the room. If I turn it back on, there's the rim light back on. And obviously you see some in the background of it bouncing around the room a little bit. So that's the fill from the rim light. You can get one of those. You can get a cheaper one of those. I used to use like those, you know, those little can lights that you get with little clamps. I mean, they're like $5. Workshop lights basically, and I put a bulb in them and I just clamped them to the fan or somewhere behind me, and I use that to light me, and it works just the same. It's just as good. So you really don't need to spend $100 on a light. You can get cheap solutions like that from your local hardware store and make those work as well. All right, the third thing that I have in my lighting setup is this light back here in the back. It's a lamp. It's called a practical light, which means it's in the shot. So any lights you have in your shot, in the frame of your video, it's called a practical light. It means it's there, it's in the shot. And so a lot of times you can motivate from that. You know, I have a window here. That's what I kind of use as motivation for this kind of daylight temperature. And I don't really do anything with that. That's just more for set decoration. And so you can have different practical lights in your shot. If you want to bring some depth into the shot and have a little bit more interest in the background, that's fine. You can also light certain things in your background as well, but that really is not needed. That's pretty optional. And another thing that's optional is using a bounce. So to fill in this face, if you don't want this dramatic, you know, kind of Rembrandt lighting and you want the face a little bit more full of light, you can come and bring a bounce card just off to the side. That's a reflector. It can be a big piece of paper, piece of, you know, cardboard that's painted white or whatever you want to do, that it just needs to be white and be able to bounce the light a lot. You can bring that just off the frame over here and it'll bounce some light up on your face to fill in as well. That's also optional. All right, so if you're looking to up your videos 1% at a time, hopefully some of these lighting tips can help you. In your next video, just try to adjust one of your lights. Look at how you're filming yourself. If you don't have any practical lights and you're using just daylight and you're just, you know, whatever light is in the room, that's fine. But also just try to maybe move closer to a window or closer to the main key source to create some dynamic fall off from the light. I find that most of the time when you just have flat lighting where it's just everything is the same brightness, it tends to get a little chaotic as far as the background and other things going on. So you want to have some more dynamic nature, and hopefully this helps you kind of create some ideas for what you want to do with your setup and just improve that 1% more. Hey, if this video helped, click this video here, and don't forget to subscribe and like, and also leave a comment below on your biggest lighting struggles you have, and I'll try to jump down there and be able to help out there and maybe make other videos on it. Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.